if you had to describe your biggest win in this
Mm.
work over this decade or longer or whatever it is, what would that win be and how would you describe it?
The biggest win, literally, it was in the mining industry. So mining is one of the most difficult, and mining in northern Alberta specifically, in the oil sands, is considered one of the harshest environments on the planet Earth to install sensors. There are so many different challenges. You have a haul truck, for example. It carries 4.5 million pounds. It goes through vibration that you can't simulate anywhere. You're dealing with all of these factors in terms of complex chemistry and additive packages and everything else. And so the biggest win was actually being able to install our solution in a couple of mining trucks and then being able to see that data streaming live. But then beyond that, being able to see, hey, you know what? They were normally changing, let's say, at 250 hours for this type of asset or 500 hours for this. But now the client's vision in terms of moving towards condition-based changes, they were actually able to implement that even only on our limited project run. It was done deliberately on two assets. They're able to say, based on this, we know that changing it at 500 hours doesn't make sense because this 500 hours might be different from 500 hours 2 weeks from now. And we can see based on the chemistry of the lubricant right now that it doesn't need to be changed. And so then being able to extrapolate that out confidently to the rest of their fleet and saying, we know we could probably even stretch it longer, but making a change on a certain set of assets, the big haul trucks, from 500 hours to 750 doesn't seem like much, but between their savings and their expanded revenue, that added up to about $19 million a year for them. That, for me, was a really big win because it brought together so many disparate things, but in a way that had real world value.